السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا Muhammad وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praise is due to Allah. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon His final messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as He deserves to be praised, the praiseworthy. Welcome to another session of the special series of Islamic perspective, where we deal with questions regarding fasting, zakah, matters of siyam, and matters regarding Umrah. We seek aid in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we start with our first question, which is a continuation to the question that we had yesterday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. The question went like this: is it permissible to take saline while fasting? It is mixed with other chemicals for medical procedure. طيب. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. We mentioned yesterday that saline, what is saline? Saline is a solution of water and minerals. Sometimes glucose is also added to this to nourish the body, and usually it's mixed with medication. So usually they add a type of medication with saline to hydrate the body, and definitely it is nutritious. And it is taken through the vein. It is taken through the vein. Now, saline, does it break your fast? Definitely. Saline is nutritious, and it has the same meaning as food and drink, because it hydrates the body. It hydrates the body. So if a person, for example, he had a fever and they went to the hospital and they said, no, we have to give him saline with some medication to reduce the fever now. It's very dangerous for him. In this case, he has no issues. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. He may break his fast. He's considered a person who is ill, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَامٍ أُخَرٍ, meaning that whoever is ill or sick, or he was a traveler and he broke his fast, then he has to make it up after Ramadan. So this person, due to his illness, if he has taken a medication mixed with saline, it's permissible for him. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, he breaks his fast, and it's permissible for him to eat and drink also, because here he is excused. It's not like a person, the woman who is in her menses and then she saw purity during the day. No, this is a person who's excused. He eats and drinks because he's sick. So it's okay to eat and drink without any issues during the day. طيب, does he need to make it up after Ramadan? Definitely. Definitely he needs to make it up after Ramadan. But let's continue the question. There's a minor detail that we missed. It says here, it is mixed with other chemicals for medical procedure. So if the saline was not for, there was no need for it, so it wasn't for like hydrating the body, it was for a medical procedure. If it was taken, does it break the fast? Definitely it breaks the fast. But my concern is it a must to take it? So let's say it's a test. So they want to test, they inject certain medical chemicals with saline to push these substances inside the body, so that during the procedure, the chemicals or the substances have been pushed inside the vein. So it's not as medication, it's for a procedure. In this case, we say you're not allowed to do this except after breaking your fast. So after Maghrib, do the procedure after Maghrib, because there's no need. Unless a person was sick and they had to do it, and there's no time to do it after Maghrib, it's too risky. We go back to the opinion of the doctor. If it cannot be delayed and there's a need because there's danger on the patient, then, or there's harm that will happen to the patient if we delay this, if we do not know what disease it is, in this case a person might break. So it depends on the need. If it's possible to delay it after Maghrib, then delay it after Maghrib. Don't risk your fasting. If it's not possible and it's urgent, they have to do this procedure now, because based on this, certain medication will be given, he may break his fast and he makes up one day after Ramadan. So the difference between the two, saline in itself, it breaks the fasting. But if there was a need for it, you break your fast and you make up one day. If there was no need, then do this procedure after Maghrib. Because it's only a test to check certain markers, then you can do this after Maghrib. You don't need to do it while fasting. And it's not permissible, if you may delay it and you can't delay it, it's not permissible for you to break your fast for this. Wallahu alam. Wallahu alam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is applying strong perfume for men permissible while fasting? What about nicotine patches? طيب. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. So the person here is asking about applying strong perfume for men. So fragrance and smelling perfume, this in itself does not break the fast. If a person smelled all the beautiful scents, it does not affect your fasting. Does not affect your fasting. So applying perfume on the body or on your garment does not break your fasting, and it is something permissible for men without any issues. Whether the smell was strong or the smell was weak, whether it was chemicals or it was natural scents, same thing. Does not break your fasting. طيب, you might be saying, Sheikh, but wait a second. You said on one of the occasions that bukhur breaks your fast. Look, the scent of bukhur does not break your fast. So if somebody was using bukhur, طيب, so it's the smoke of bukhur, and he smelled the smell, it doesn't break your fast. But if a person came and inhaled the actual smoke, this breaks your fasting because there are particles in it. There are particles in it. This, subhanAllah, brings us to a very important matter that many people are not aware of. Does smoking break your fast? Smoking breaks your fast. طيب, how, Sheikh? Isn't it like perfume? No, it's not like perfume. It is like bukhur. It is actual smoke that you inhale. There are particles inside that you inhale inside your body. And scholars said that bukhur itself breaks the fast. What about this? It has the same ruling as bukhur. Moreover, it is haram. It is haram. It is something that harms you. It is something that wastes your money. It is haram. Khalas, there is no place for dispute regarding whether it's halal or haram. Does it break your fasting? Definitely it breaks your fasting. It breaks your fasting. And similar to bukhur, if someone in the room was smoking, does that mean everyone in the room has broken his fast? No. Those, I told you just now, those who had the smell, who smelled, the scent of smoking, of tobacco, for example, or cigarettes, he did not break his fast. The person who smoked broke his fast. But if a person inhaled the smoke, so somebody was smoking next to you and you inhaled the actual smoke inside you, this breaks your fasting. So if a person is fasting, look, avoid smoking and don't sit with smokers. Do not sit with smokers. طيب. Now here there's a continuation. He says, what about nicotine patches? What about nicotine patches? So usually people who are struggling with smoking, they apply what is called nicotine patches. These are patches that are placed on the skin and slowly absorbed into the bloodstream. So this nicotine is absorbed into the bloodstream. It could be patches for many other medications, but in this case, he's asking about nicotine patches. Again, nicotine patches, it's not about the substance of nicotine, it's about a substance that is absorbed through the skin. If you place something through the skin and it is absorbed in the body, does this break your fast? It does not break your fast. Scholars said this is a substance that enters through the skin. It does not break your fast. Even if you used it, so if you use nicotine patches while fasting, inshallah, this does not break your fast. This does not break your fast. Now, medically, is it permissible or not? Allahu alam. Depending on the harm, but in terms of fasting, it does not break your fast. Wallahu alam. طيب. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I ate 10 minutes before Maghrib, thinking that Maghrib started. I heard a sound similar to Adhan. Then continued fasting till Adhan. Is makeup required? طيب, Allah musta'an. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. So the person is saying he ate 10 minutes before Maghrib. So before the Maghrib Adhan, before the sun sets, he ate 10 minutes before the Adhan. And this is very imaginable, especially in countries or cities where you're waiting for the Adhan from the TV. And the TV, it gives you, more than one city. And sometimes there's a difference of 4 or 5 minutes. For example, in UAE, the Adhan of Abu Dhabi is not like the Adhan of Dubai. It's not like the Adhan of Sharjah. So if a person was waiting for the Adhan in another room and he heard the Adhan from the TV, thinking that the Adhan started, it's a problem. That's why we say again and again, make sure that you do not eat until the time of sunset occurs. And usually in many of the Islamic countries, this is based on the adhan. The mu'adhin has the responsibility to perform adhan on time. For Maghrib, for example, he has to perform adhan after the time enters. So you wait for this. Maybe he might delay it 1 or 2 minutes, but just in case, follow your country, follow the adhan. You have no right to say, I assume that the adhan did start, or I assume that the sun did set, but the mu'adhin did not start. Why do you want to risk your fasting? Well, this is something that confuses me. Why do you want to risk your fasting? It amazes me when some people eat before the time, saying that, no, but we're sure. Did you see the sunset with your eyes? The answer is no, because you're living in a city surrounded by buildings. How will you see the sun if it did set or not? You just made assumptions. And this is very dangerous for your worship. Why do you want to risk it? And risk the worship and fasting of other people? My advice, طيب, in a Muslim country, follow the authorities, طيب, and do not break your fast unless you're sure that the time did start. طيب, that the time did start. So for this person, he said he ate 10 minutes before Maghrib. So Maghrib adhan did not start. He ate 10 minutes before. If he is sure, if he is sure 100% that he did eat before the time of Maghrib started, he is 100% sure, then this fasting is broken. Definitely, this fasting is broken. And what he did was right to abstain up until the adhan. And what is required is to make up a day. But I want to add a remark here. If he did not eat, and let's say for example, he had food in his mouth, or in this case, if he intended breaking the fast, this is where the problem is. He intended breaking the fast. So some scholars said intending to break the fast is like breaking the fast. So for this person, if he's sure that he ate or drank before Maghrib, then he has to make up 1 day after Ramadan. طيب, is there any kafara for him? There's no kafara required. So there's no kafara. He just needs to make up 1 day after Ramadan. Wallahu alam. طيب, we go on to our next question. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Does applying Vicks or strong ointments that have a strong smell break the fast? طيب, alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Apparently some medication, especially for muscle spasms and muscle pain, muscle cramps, we find that it has a really, really strong smell. Or some medication we take for a person who has cold, it's rubbed on his chest, and that's a very good, very strong smell that goes into the nose, and it clears the nose. Does this break your fasting? Even if he applied it here on his lips, and subhanallah, it's to unblock the nose, then again, it's just a smell. He is not inhaling ointment, he is not inhaling the smoke or particles that are taken inside. So in this case, wallahu alam, that his fasting is secured, and these things do not break your fasting. So these things do not break your fasting. Even if it had a strong smell, there are no issues, inshallah. You can apply without any issues. Same thing we say with ointments for muscle pain or joint pain. If you apply it and it has a strong smell, like certain medications like Voltaren, for example, inshallah, this does not break your fasting. Wallahu alam. طيب, next question. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Question says, I regularly use eye drops due to eye dryness. Can I continue using this in Ramadan? Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. To address this issue, first of all, the eyes, ears, and nose, which of these three, طيب, if a person has eye drops or ear drops or nose drops, which of these three are considered things that break your fast? First of all, nose drops, which enter inside, not just on the surface, they enter inside, this definitely breaks your fast. Because there's a pathway inside. طيب, that's why the Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said, for a person who's washing his nose, he said, وَبَالِغْ فِي الْإِسْتِنْشَاقِ, exaggerate in sniffing the water up when doing wudu, except if you are fasting. وَبَالِغْ فِي الْإِسْتِنْشَاقِ إِلَّا أَن تَكُونَ صَائِمًا. Why? Because if a person inhales something and it goes deep inside, it will be considered that if it enters inside, it will be considered that he has broken his fast. It will be considered that he has broken his fast. So inhaling something inside, like taking nose drops, for example, this is considered something that breaks your fast. Like, what about ear drops or eye drops? Eye drops, inshallah, it does not break your fast. It does not break your fast. Like, someone might say, even if I find the taste in my mouth, even if you find the taste in your mouth, like, even if you find the taste in your mouth, this does not break your fast. Of course, this is a matter of dispute among the early scholars upon the madhab. And we have some madhabs that say it does not break your fast, like the Shafi'i madhab. Right? And inshallah, and subhanallah, right now the fiqh councils, they made the decision that these things, eye drops, do not break your fast. Wallahu alam. So eye drops do not break your fast. So if you have dryness, you wanted to put, so it's not just urgent matters or applying it if there was a need. Even for dryness, simple dryness, if you apply eye drops, inshallah, there are no issues and it will not break your fast. Well, the only matter that we have left is ear drops. Now, early scholars used to say, some of them used to say that ear drops do break your fast because they say the ear drops are connected to the brain. When in reality now, or connected to the throat. Now, in reality now, we know that from medical science that the ear is there, it's connected all the way to the drum, to the eardrum. So unless the eardrum is torn, anything that you put inside the ear won't enter inside. It will be stopped at the eardrum. So the medication that you take for the ears will be stopped at the eardrum. So they said also, the fatwa of the fiqh councils, that eardrops do not break your fast. Eardrops do not break your fast. طيب? Based on this. And regarding the early scholars, some of them even said that if the early scholars, due to the technological advancement that we have now, if they knew that this stopped at the eardrum, they would have said that it does not break your fast. So to summarize this, eardrops and eye drops do not break your fast. Nose drops that go inside break your fast. With this we will end, and inshallah we'll see you tomorrow. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. جزاكم الله خيرا.